Have you ever wondered why sometimes your message just doesn't seem to land the way that you intended? Maybe you've said all the right things, but the response you get isn't quite what you expected. The truth is, in communication, it's not about what you say, but how it's received. Today, we're diving into the powerful principle: communication is the response you get. I'll show you how understanding disc communication styles and learning preferences can elevate your conversations with your team members and customers. Hi there, I'm Phil Badura, and welcome to today's session where we're going to unlock a critical communication tool set. Whether you're leading a small business, managing a team, or working with customers, the way you communicate can make or break your success. And here's the thing: communication isn't one size fits all. We all have different ways of understanding, processing, and responding to information. And that's where DISC personality styles and learning preferences come into play. By the end of this video, you'll have actionable tools to tailor your communication to fit the needs of different personality types and learning styles. So let's get started by breaking down the principle that communication is the response you get. When we think of communication, we usually think of it as a one-way street. But in reality, communication is a two-way process. It's not just about delivering a message. It's about how that message is interpreted, processed, and responded to by the other person. Here's the key: if you're not getting the response you want, the issue might not be with the listener. It might be with the way the message is being delivered. This is where the principle comes in. Communication is the response that you get. This means that the effectiveness of your communication isn't determined by the intention, but by the outcome. If your message isn't landing right, it's a cue to take responsibility and adjust your approach with how you communicate. So, how do we tailor our communication to fit the needs of our audience? Let's start by understanding DISC styles. DISC is a powerful behavioral model that categorizes people into 4 distinct communication styles: dominance, influence, steadiness, and conscientiousness. Each style has unique ways of processing information, and recognizing those styles can transform the way you communicate with others. So let's look at dominance. These individuals are results-orientated, direct, and driven. They appreciate straightforward, concise communication. When communicating with a D or with a D-style person, cut the fluff and get straight to the point. They value efficiency and action. The influence style. These are your social, enthusiastic, and energetic communicators. They thrive on interaction and stories, so your communication with them should be lively and engaging. Think about conversational and inclusive. The steadiness style. These people are supportive, patient, and prefer stability. When communicating with the S-style people, focus on building trust and connection. Speak calmly, offer reassurance, and give them time to process information. The conscientious style. These are detail-orientated, analytical individuals. When communicating with a C, focus on providing data, structure, and well-researched information. They value precision and clear reasoning, so be prepared to answer detailed questions. Also, with the C-style people, make sure that you give them time to analyze before they actually respond. Understanding which disc type you're communicating with allows you to adjust your message to align with their preferences. For example, if you try to rush a detailed discussion with a C person, you may not get the response you're hoping for. Similarly, overwhelming a D type with too much detail will lose their interest. Let me give you an example from my own experience. I once had a team member who was a very high on the C style, highly analytical and detail focused. Meanwhile, I tend to lean more towards the I style. I like quick decisions and energetic conversations. For the longest time, I felt like my ideas weren't resonating with him. He would ask endless questions, and I took that as being a lack of enthusiasm. But once I understood the DISC model, I realised he wasn't unengaged. He was processing the information in his own, more methodical way. Once I started giving him more structured and detailed information, his response completely changed. It was a game changer for our working relationship. Now that we've explored DISC communication styles, let's talk about learning preferences. Not everyone learns the same way, and recognizing learning styles within your team or customer base can boost how effectively you communicate. The three main learning styles are visual learners. These people learn best by seeing. Charts, graphs, presentations, and videos are key for visual learners. If you want to convey information to them, use visual aids and ensure your presentations are easy to follow. Auditory learners. These individuals absorb information by listening. They prefer discussions, podcasts, and verbal explanations. When communicating with auditory learners, make sure your tone is clear and engaging and encourage open dialogue. Then there's the kinesthetic learners. These learners process information best through hands-on experiences. They prefer practical demonstrations, workshops, or learning by doing. When communicating with kinesthetic learners, try incorporating role-playing activities, simulations, or interactive discussions. The magic happens when you combine your understanding of DISC styles and with these learning preferences. For example, a C-type person who's a visual learner will appreciate detailed data presented in a clear graphical format. Meanwhile, an I-style person who's an auditory learner will thrive in an energetic, conversation-driven environment. I had a customer who I was pitching a service to, and I couldn't seem to get them on board. I realised later that I was using verbal explanations for a visual listener. When I sent them a simple presentation with graphs and a video breakdown, it finally clicked for them, and we closed the deal. The way we communicate matters more than what we actually realise. Let's break down how you can apply this in your day-to-day communication with your team and customers. Firstly, observe and identify. Start by observing the communication style of your team members and customers. Are they more direct? Do they ask detailed questions? Are they more focused on relationships or data? Use this to gauge their DISC style. Secondly, tailor your message. Adjust your communication based on this DISC style. With a D, get to the point quickly. For an S, offer reassurance and create a calm conversation. It's all about meeting them where they are. Consider learning styles. That's the third component. As you craft presentations, emails, or meetings, think about how your audience learns best. Are they visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learners? Incorporate elements that will resonate with them. And finally, get feedback. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback on your communication. This helps you fine-tune your approach and improve the responses that you get. So there you have it. The key for effective communication is understanding that it's not about what you say, but about the response you get. By adapting your approach based on DISC communication styles and learning preferences, you'll not only improve your working relationships, but also drive better results for your business. Take a moment today to think about your team, your customers, and how you've been communicating with them. What changes can you make to ensure your message is truly landing the way that you intend? Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with others who could benefit. Let's continue to communicate more effectively and build stronger, more responsive teams. If you'd like to know more about how you can achieve sustainable growth, achieve more in less time, and or develop great teams by moving outside of your comfort zone, please schedule a call for me in the contact link below for a complimentary discussion on where you are currently at and where it is that you want to get to in your business. Until next time, this is Badura, turning business dreams into reality.